Gene Simmons is making big news again. This time, the big story isn't about his music. Fans are shocked by some things he said in his latest talks with reporters. At the same time, people are bringing up old claims that he did bad things, and Fox News has already said he can't come to their building anymore. What's more, Gene Simmons and his son have gotten caught up in big problems, court cases, and fights. What's the newest story from Gene Simmons that everyone's talking about? Let's jump in. The famous rock star Gene Simmons is getting yelled at this year for how much money he's charging for his new special fan package and his new comments about how he likes making money from ticket sales more than being respected. This fight has made a lot of fans argue because they're worried about what their hero has turned into. He called this the best Gene Simmons experience ever, and it's a special deal that lets one fan at each show spend a whole day with Simmons and his workers doing stuff behind the scenes. The fan would meet Simmons at his hotel, eat food with him, and help out with the different jobs that happen before the show. They will also help carry equipment or set up the place where they'll play, watch the sound check, and get to go backstage. The fans will also get special stuff to keep, like a list of songs signed by Simmons, an old bass guitar from a Kiss practice, a shirt and hat from the workers, a special pass, and the chance to play one song on stage with him. But what everyone's mad about is how much it costs. The price of this experience is $12,495. And that doesn't even come with the concert ticket. Fans are mad about this because they think that the price is way too high, especially since they still have to buy the concert ticket separately. People who don't like it are saying that paying more than $12,000 just to follow a rock star around for a day is way more than what a regular person can afford, even if they really love him. Fans are thinking this is Gene's way to take money from his fans instead of giving fans something truly special. They even say that Gene is taking advantage of people who really love him and his band Kiss. To make things even worse, many of his concerts got moved to different dates. So, the fans that really did buy the special package ended up feeling upset as they think that they are being tricked. Gene Simmons finally made big news when he answered his fans' worries. He had said that he would rather be rich even if he's unhappy and that money gives you freedom. In a recent talk with a reporter, he also said, "I'll take ticket sales over being respected any day." He said that music writers and being respected are less helpful and they won't fill up concert places. He likes fans who really come to shows and buy tickets. His exact words were, "You can't pay your bills with respect." Gene has also talked about how much the rock music business has gotten weaker over the years. He said that things like Napster, streaming websites, and general changes in how people listen to music have made it harder to make money and made rock less important. He said there aren't any musicians like the Beatles, Elvis, or Hendrix anymore. It looks like he doesn't think he needs to care about being respected or making good music anymore when he can just make money from his fans. But Gene is saying that he's not just taking money from his fans, but he's making them happy by showing them what happens behind the scenes and how concerts are put together. He said that this kind of special experience is worth more real money to his fans than good reviews from critics. Gene thinks that rock music, especially for bands that have been around a long time, needs to make money more from touring, selling stuff, and fan experiences instead of selling albums and getting praise from critics. He also doesn't think critics are as important as they were in the old days. While some fans think Gene is right and some superfans have already bought the tickets, other people are saying that he only cares about money and not his fans. But that's not the only reason why many fans are upset with Gene Simmons lately. Just a few years before that, he got stuck in the middle of a scary problem that made him lose most of his fans. It all began in December 2017 when Gene Simmons got hit with a huge court case that changed how fans saw him. A person who works in radio and television filed a court case using the fake name Jane Doe. The court papers said that Gene had hurt her, attacked her because of her gender, and attacked her during an interview 1 month before at a Rock and Brews restaurant in San Bernardino County, California. Jane Doe said that while they were in a green room before a promotional interview, Gene grabbed Jane Doe's hand and made her put it on his knee against her will. Then she took it away right away. Even during the interview, Gene turned normal questions into inappropriate jokes. One thing in the court papers says that he made a weird sound and told her that she must use lotion. Jane Doe said that he kept trying to touch her in ways she didn't want. Even worse, during the photo time after the interview, she says that he touched her bottom and flicked her in the throat. Of course, Gene didn't say any of this was true. He wrote a message saying, "Just so everyone knows, I did not attack the person saying these things in the way they say in the court papers or hurt her in any way." He added that the claims have no proof and said that he would fight back in court. Gene says he wants to show that these claims are lies, and he has always been nice to coworkers, fans, and media people. But it's hard for fans to trust him because this isn't the first time Gene has been in trouble over how he acts toward women. Over the years, he has gotten a pretty bad name because he talks openly about having different relationships with many women. The court case asked for money because of the hurt, violence based on gender, and other related reasons. He ended up making a deal with her outside of court, but he also kept saying that all the claims were not true. When this court case happened, fans started to think about some of his old problems, like when Ace Frehley said Gene touched his wife inappropriately, the many women that have said he attacked them, and when he got banned from Fox News because of his bad behavior. Another recent story came when Gene was banned forever from Fox News in November 2017. Around the same time, he was accused of touching someone inappropriately. This happened after some things that happened during promotional appearances for his book on power, My Journey Through the Halls of Power and How You Can Get More Power. The things happened after Gene went on Fox and Friends and Mornings with Maria. After he finished those interviews, people say that Gene went into a Fox News staff meeting without being invited on the 14th floor of the Manhattan headquarters. Then, people say, he did a lot of wild stuff. He unbuttoned his shirt and showed his chest and stomach. To the women who work there, he yelled, "Hey girls, sue me." He also made jokes that were not okay, including talking about Michael Jackson and child abuse. Gene had also supposedly hit 2 workers on the head with his book on power, using how hard it hit or the sound as a fake way to measure how smart they were. They said that he even insulted workers, made fun of how smart they were, and in general acted in a rude way. After all these reports, Fox News banned Gene from all the Fox places forever, including its studios and headquarters. In fact, a picture of Gene was put up at the security entrance of the Manhattan building with a "Do Not Let In" sign. But Gene argued against a lot of these claims. In interviews, he said Fox was making things sound worse and lying to the public. He said he didn't rip his shirt, and instead he said that that's the way he always wore his shirt. He also said that he was surprised by how people reacted and blamed social media for making the case bigger for no reason. Interestingly, Fox banned Gene around the same time that they were being criticized over problems inside the company about harassment issues. The network was dealing with public anger and court fights about harassment, and so they probably decided to ban Gene to stay away from any more problems. Gene Simmons has made big news many times with his different problems, and fans are getting more and more worried and let down by him. After all these problems, he got caught in another court case, this time by his hairstylist. In a court case filed in February 2023, David Matthews, who had been the wig stylist and wardrobe crew member for Kiss and Gene specifically, brought serious claims against the band. The case, which said wrongful firing connected to Matthews bringing up concerns about COVID-19 safety, was settled in early 2025 after court meetings showed labor law violations, worker misclassification problems, and dangers to both sides. Matthews said that he was fired in 2022 after he kept complaining that the COVID rule enforcement was weak during the band's tour. He brought up different safety worries about the crew's health, sick band members, and what he felt were not good enough safety steps. He also said that they wouldn't give him rest breaks and didn't pay him for overtime. These claims said that many tour parts had tight schedules that didn't allow breaks and that Matthews wasn't paid correctly for hours worked beyond a normal shift. This led to a tough fight between Gene and David Matthews. In December 2024, Judge Armin Tamzarian said no to the band's request for summary judgment, meaning Matthews' claims would keep going past early dismissal. The judge said that the case involved serious legal dangers for both sides. In the end, both sides reached a settlement. But this legal fight got the attention of many fans who were worried about whether Gene isn't the same in public as he is in private. They guessed that he used to treat his crew members badly. Otherwise, why would there be such a major problem against him? But Gene isn't the only one dealing with problems. Even his son got caught in the middle of a copying scandal. Nick Simmons, Gene's son, created, wrote, and drew a comic miniseries called Incarnate by Radical Comics. The series came out in August 2009 with the plan of being a longer story, but only 3 single issues came out before the controversy started. Fans and manga readers had said Incarnate was closely copying different images, panel layouts, character designs, dialogue, plot parts, and poses from established manga series, especially Bleach by Tite Kubo. Other works said to have been sources of similarity include Hellsing, One Piece, Vampire Hunter D, and even artwork from amateur artists on sites like DeviantArt. Different fans compared his comic work to other comics, showing many overlaps that they saw were too similar to be dismissed as simply being general or inspirational. The pose, angle, and composition of his book was obviously similar to those published by other people. In February 2010, as the claims got bigger, Radical Comics officially stopped all production and distribution of Incarnate until all the accusations could be resolved. The publisher also wrote messages that they were concerned about protecting intellectual property, and so they contacted the publishers of the works in question to look at the claims. But everyone was waiting to see what Gene's son would say about this. Nick Simmons wrote a message saying that Incarnate was meant as a tribute to manga artists he admires. He said yes, that there are similarities between some parts of his work and other works, but emphasized he did not mean to copy. In that message, he also said sorry to any fans or manga artists who felt he went too far or was offended. He said that basic imagery is common to all manga and that part of his inspiration came from works he respected. But this was not good enough for his fans and critics. They said that he even took dialogue, story beats, and visual compositions in ways that didn't feel like a normal tribute. Some felt like the apology wasn't enough and called it a fake apology because he didn't admit he did anything wrong. After all the anger, Radical Comics took Incarnate away from stores, and they stopped all the ongoing issues and any collected edition until the situation was figured out. The scandal brought more attention to Gene Simmons and some of his recent outspoken comments. Gene Simmons worked as a guest judge on Dancing with the Stars during the Hair Metal Night episode, and he got caught yet in another controversy when he said some shocking things.